All right, what's up, YouTube? Just getting back to the kind of deeper stuff. As far as also, just a little quirk of myself. Since I got such a high response from my lazy eye video, I thought I'd go ahead and discuss something else that impacts a lot of people. However, it's not in the same light as the lazy eye. Where here's what it is, be proud of it and move forward. This is about when I was a child and I was fat, obese, and overcoming childhood obesity. Um, little back history. As far as you know, my upbringing, I have other videos for that. Like I said, I mean, like my other videos, you'll see I'm biracial. I'm not Puerto Rican like a lot of people think. I'll just get out of the way. But the the my childhood growing up, uh, most of my dietary information that I learned and experienced, uh, was based off my grandmother's cooking and then her children's cooking and my father, who learned from her how to cook and so on and so forth. Um, and my grandmother was from a small area in northeast Georgia called Dewey Rose, Georgia, Woot Woot, Elbert County. Um, came here in the early 40s, 1941. Um, so my diet consisted of what she had learned how to cook, and a lot of that is soul food and foods that are very unhealthy. They taste great, but they taste great for all the wrong reasons. I'm talking about the candy sweet potatoes that had 2 pounds of sugar in it and a pound of butter, damn near, and the chicken and dumplings, and the neck bones and pig's feet and all the associated foods that you can probably think of that was in there, the macaroni and cheese, and just how unhealthy it was. I mean, it's healthy to the fact of you're getting great nutrition, but you're getting too much. Portion control was not was not understood in my family, was not taught in my family. If you're hungry, you eat. If you're not hungry, you eat. If you're skinny, you're not healthy. My grandmother used to always say, I'm light skinned, but every time she told me, she'd say, "Hey, you're yellow. You're not eating right. And you need to eat more." And that also ties in later on. But when I was 13, I was a twin. And my twin sister, myself, and my brother, we were all overweight, to different varying degrees from each other. Um, when I was 13, I remember I went to the doctors and I was 195 pounds. I was 190 pounds. My sister was 195 pounds. But she was a little taller than me. Um, and, uh, and like I said, that's when I was 13. Um, as a young child, I was always I was very active and everything. So I didn't eat as much, and I played a lot more. Um, so I didn't pack on the pounds as much as later on when I got to middle school and I became more of a size. I kind of isolated myself from people a little more. I was shy. I preferred to you know be off on my own lonesome. And so I started playing video games around that age too. I started playing a lot of games, watching a lot of TV, a lot of documentaries and stuff like that. I always had a passion for learning, and so anytime there was a documentary placed in front of me, I was gonna watch it. And so I became a homebody a lot more. I was out less. I less the world to want to go out and do a lot of different things. Um, and I started helping my grandmother around around 12 years old. I started helping her cook a lot. She was getting up there in age. My grandmother was 69 when I was born. So I'll leave you with that. She always wanted me to come down and help her cook, and I did. Um, but like I said, portion control out the window. Healthy foods. Yeah, there was collard greens, but then at the same time you had ham hocks in the collard greens, and you'd have ham. You'd have four, you know, different unhealthy foods for every one healthy, aspect of food that or portion of food that you had. And even my father, you know, My family wasn't a less is more type of family. It's more is better, and that's that's just the my family's upbringing, and that's how I was brought up. So you know, nutrition. There was no understanding what nutrition was and how to maintain good nutrition. Um, and then couple them with the exercise aspect, it was even worse. Um, but one of the biggest changes for me was puberty. When you start going through puberty, there's a lot of changes also. But as a man, as a male, your metabolism will speed up to a certain degree. Mine started to speed up to where my face became a little thinner, and that was one of the first signs that hey, I don't have to be out of shape. Um, and I actually that was probably around 10th grade, kind of late. Or yeah, it was 10th grade, the summer after 10th grade, really, or no, after ninth grade. I'm sorry. And I had, oh no, I began started going through puberty after like ninth grade, probably late ninth grade, and I started losing, a little bit of weight here and there in my face, and my arms became a little more defined and everything. Um, but it was really that next summer where I really started to notice differences. I started to take heed of that. I had summer school, and it was an extremely hot summer, probably 100 degrees. So I started noticing these changes, and I didn't want to be fat anymore. I didn't want to be 190 pounds. And I was 190 pounds when I was 13, and I was only uh, maybe five at the time. I hadn't even, like I said, I hadn't been going through puberty, and really had a growth spurt. So I was packing a lot of weight on a small frame. Number one, and so I, that sophomore year, uh, summer school, I decided to start getting myself in shape. I started running to and from summer school. I mean, I'd have to run, take a break, walk, and then run. But I did that consistently every day. I'd come to summer school sweating bullets. And like I said, it was like a 100-degree day. A lot of days, or hot upper 90s. And I mean, summer school got canceled hella days that summer. But it was the first thing in me realizing I had to eat better. I had to start exercising. Exercising for me came before eating right, and that's still something I'm plagued with today. But it's a lot better. When I run to cook food, I snack on some better food, fruit and vegetables, while I'm helping her cook. So when it came time to eat, I ate less. And I started to eat at school. All they ever had was pizza and those nasty, funky ass burgers. I started eating nothing but onions and lettuce every day from sophomore year through senior year. Um, and that was just one of my ways I became committed to eating better and eating healthier. Um, because I knew once I got home, I wasn't gonna be going out as much. I wasn't gonna be that active outside what I had going on. And so that's when I first got my membership to the YMCA, and I started working out diligently there. But a lot of people think that some children are fat, and there's a mindset in some families, and especially in different demographics, um, especially in the African American community. I mean, obesity and heart disease is one of the leading illnesses and causes of death in the black community. And a lot of that is just the perpetual mindset that we find ourselves in. And so you have to break yourself out of that. And that's what I did. Um, and so now I'm 5'10", 5'10" and a half, and I'm a buck 70, 72, and about, um, you know, and I'm healthy. You know, I can run miles and not, feel like I'm about to die. I can exert myself physically and not, become exhausted. And it's a great feeling. But it's one thing you have to let your children play. Let them go outside and play. I'm not saying let them run in the streets. As a child, I knew when the lights came on outside, she likes come on, have your ass inside or you're gonna get your ass whooped. I'm not saying beat your children. Um, but I'm saying let them get outside. It's healthy. It promotes a healthy standard of living that they can learn to adapt to at an early age and continue that throughout their entire lives. But if it's not the parents promoting it, that's when you have problems with children because they're not being taught. Children are very impressionable. If you're not exercising, your kids aren't going to exercise. They're not going to see the need for it. If you're not pushing for that. And that's why my father's 300, plus pounds. Almost 60. He'll be 60 in 2 years. He turns 59 this year. Um, and you know, you can root out all the diabetes, the childhood diabetes, childhood. I mean, I had acid reflux, hay fever, and a multitude of other things. And it was all dietary. Once I started eating better, started exercising, all that went out the window. You want your children to be healthy? Promote a healthy lifestyle. Um, if you're a kid and you're watching this, you can do it. I did it. You're capable of it. Um, I mean, sometimes it's just willpower. You know, I want a snack. Don't eat that. That tasty cake or whatever. Get some food. I mean, get some fruit or vegetables. There's ways to curb your metabolism. You put more muscle on, it speeds your metabolism up. Just doing walking and running, like I thought as a child, would help me to boost my metabolism. That doesn't work. Muscle speeds up metabolism, not cardio. Cardio will burn calories, but only while you're doing it. So, you have to promote that health, that lifestyle for yourself, for your children, for the future generations, for the community. Um, you know, these things like I mean, even if you don't have a strong community, get some folks together, start up a little, Sunday football game or baseball game or basketball game. You know, set little challenges for yourself. Um, before you eat, a tip I had, that I used was when I felt really hungry, and I know I was gonna go eat, get something to eat. I drink a whole lot of water. Um, and I would still be hungry, but as I ate, my stomach would feel full. And even after I ate, because I'd still eat the decent sized portion, I get the energy of it to not feel hungry and need to eat to get more energy. But I ate a correct sized portion. If you understand what I'm saying, I eat with chopsticks. I buy a whole big huge thing of chopsticks and I keep them. And when I eat with the chopsticks because it tricks your brain into thinking you've eaten more than what you actually have. Um, get out there, exercise. Get off your game for 20 minutes out of the day. If you're just starting, start walking. Enjoy what's around you. If you're in a unsafe environment, there's other things to do. You can go up and down the steps. Um, you know, what I do is when I feel an urge, or if I cuss, I count them up. And that day, how many times I curse, I multiply by 15, and that's how many push-ups I had to do. But it's all mental. You have to develop the willpower and help to encourage those others around you. I mean, there's plenty of different initiatives that are there. There's sports in schools. I mean, there's numerous different things, but you have to be your own, uh, serving your own best interests in that those in that category. Because a lot of people aren't gonna be there to support you. I mean, no one's there to support me, and that's why I'm probably the healthiest person in my family, my immediate family. And so I mean, that's what you got. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, and I'm rooting for you. I'm rooting for everybody because everybody can be healthy. There's no reason why we have to be the fattest nation on earth, and the most, you know, illness plagued nation on earth. Um, that's too much to do. But if you like the video, comment, rate, subscribe. I love getting feedback, hearing what I have to say. Get a rolling dialogue going. Um, but that's my story, and that's how I rewrote my story, and I hope you do too. Peace, love, and hair.